queen, my lord, is dead. She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word.
Tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, will jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but each bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our lips. He's here in doubt and double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife himself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his facilities so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels. Trumpeted tongue against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity like a naked newborn babe, striding the blast, our heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye. The tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news? Hath he asked for me? Know you not he has? We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon. Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept nice, and wakes it now, to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and love a coward in thine own esteem? Letting I dare not wait upon, I would, like the poor cat, I the adage. Thee peace, I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none. What beast was it, then, that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and, to be more than what you were, you would be so much more than the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and now how tender 'tis the love the babe that milks me. I would, while it be smiling in the face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums, and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this. If we should fail? We fail? And will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbic only, when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not can put upon his spongy officers? Who shall bear the guilt of our great quill? Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received, when we have marked with blood those sleepy 2 of his chamber, and used their very daggers, that they have done? Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death? Am settled and bend up, each corporal against this terrible feat. away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible? To feeling as to sight, art thou but a dagger in the mind, a false creation? Proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain, I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools o' the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dungeon gots of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is bloody business which it uniforms thus to mine eyes. Now, or the one half-word nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarumed by his centennial, the wolf, whose howl his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my heart whereabouts, and take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it, whiles I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done, the bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.